Okay, this is my first full body video. Ow. And the reason is because, number one, I don't flaunt my body. Number two, my body is not where I would desire it to be, so I don't feel flaunt-able anyway. Number three, when I get flaunt-able, I won't be parading my body, but I'll be more than happy to share myself because I won't be 20 pounds heavier visually than I really am, making myself feel worse when I look at myself. And number three, I'll be more than happy to share the results of hard work, sacrifice, a lifestyle change, and results that will provoke you to not only hear me, but listen, pay attention, and apply some of what I'm going to share with you for yourself. I am Sonya Ward. I am an empowerment personality. I am a wellness and sarcoidosis advocate. I am a sarcoidosis survivor. I speak a lot to the disorder. I talk about traditional medicine and organic methodologies towards healing that work for me. I don't tell anyone what to do or suggest that you do what I do, but share my experiences with you, because this is the way we discover things that we may not have considered before that may make a difference in our life moving forward. And so I'm grateful for learning what I have learned in the way of the naturopathic approach and organic approach and herbal approach to healing the body and bringing about balance. I believe that if God made it, it's going to help us, and that's why He made it. And so approaching what it is that you desire to do in terms of fitness and wellness and endurance and just being a better person across the board, mind, body, and spirit, is important. And I think that it makes sense for us to pay attention to what God naturally put upon the earth, and give it a thought. Just consider how it may make a difference that modern medicine has not, or can, but comes along with so many side effects that you just wonder if the trade-off is worth it. So as for me, I was always a petite frame, you know. I'm 5'6", and you know, out of high school, I leveled off at about 108, 110 pounds, and I had my first kid at 21, and at that point, I was about 121 pounds, and during the pregnancy, I always gained a lot because my body tends to retain fluid, and that should have educated me about me a long time ago in terms of fluid retention. But yeah, my body retains a lot of fluid, and so I went up to like 197 with my firstborn. Lost it all, got down to 135. 135 became like the new me, and then suddenly I had another I broke another plateau, and I wound up being between 125 and 128. And 7 years later, I had my next kid. I went from, you know, going back and forth between 125 and 128 at 5'6", to a pregnancy that got me to 198, a pound heavier than the first pregnancy. Again, retaining a lot of fluid, so after sweating for about a week, 50 pounds of it was gone, and the rest of it I had to work through it. And I did some dieting, and I got in the gym, and my body responded, and I got down to 134 pounds, and I kind of toiled between 134 and 138. After having that second kid, I was queen of 134, 138, a little bit thick as grits in the right spots, and it was all good, you know. But then I had my third kid and my little boy, and I went from that 138 to about 212. Chick broke records. I was older. I was 34, and I was heavier. I was no longer the 108, 110 moving up, and I was no longer the 120, 25, 128, 124. And in that area, I was now like 134 pounds, and now I'm gaining weight with this pregnancy and retaining all these fluids. And I get there and I have my baby, and I think to myself, well, I'm going to drop all that water weight. It's not going to be a problem. My son is born. I was 212. Day after he was born, 2 days after he was born, I get on the scale, I'm 217. Heavier. How do you explain that? Fluid retention. I had an issue with fluid retention, and so the edema has been a problem for me, okay? So my son's born, you know, I dropped the weight. I wound up being about 145. That's reasonable enough. And then I start, you know, living life and picking up, and I become new 150, 154er, 158er, 161. Still not fat, but it's a little thick for me. And then I get sick, and I get diagnosed with sarcoidosis, and as a result, by the time I'm diagnosed with sarcoidosis, I believe I'm about 180 pounds. And I go away to this Christian alternative healing hospital that teaches you how to heal your body through nutrition, you know, and prayer. So it becomes like mind, body, and spirit. And the way that my days went there was something like I would get up in the morning and I would pray, and then I would hydrate. I would drink water, nice fresh water. And I would, you know, I was very tempered. I would relax, and the doctors would come in and they would kneel and pray in my room. And then they gave me different treatments, fever treatments and things like that for sarcoid. Let's get past all that real quick. I leave the facility about 22 pounds lighter within a month and a half. And I go home and I have this new lifestyle and this new diet. I'm feeling good, I'm looking great. People stop me, oh my God, your skin is glowing, it's beautiful. What are you doing for your skin? What is it? I'm now a vegan, I'm eating differently, I'm feeling better. I'm looking like a made-up glowworm without makeup, and life is good. But then life happens, and life happens to happen for all of us. And when life happens, what happens for me is I go back to eating meat, I go back to eating sweets, and eating differently, and my health unravels, and I get sick again, and I'm back at ground zero. So I'm like, oh my God, I cannot afford to go back to this Christian alternative healing hospital. It was well over $1,700. And what am I going to do now? So I go to my respiratory disease specialist, and he puts me on steroids, and I gain a whopping 80 pounds. And as you know, your body has memory. So if you stay heavy too long, your body will think this is the new me, this is the new you, and it will hold true to the new you. It will hold that weight. And my mistake was gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And my body was like, okay, this is what we doing now? And it became a new me. And here I stand, 49 years old. I haven't seen 150, 140, 130 since back when. And so now, what I'm trying to do is reintroduce myself to myself. I am telling my body, you got it twisted. This is not who you are. And how do I do that? By breaking bad habits with good habits. By re-engineering who I am. By changing my lifestyle. Not by doing fad diets. Not by doing yo-yo diets like I've done over the years, where I lose 20 pounds here, 30 there. But by reintroducing myself. And what that means is, I'm no longer focusing on the weight loss. I'm no longer focusing on, I gotta get rid of this belly. Look, from the side, you can see it? This top belly, right? I gotta get rid of these big fat arms, and they are, like, I complain about them. I say to my husband, I go, you know, I'm just really, like if you're thinning your arms, you can kind of camouflage a little bit, you know? And so I would hide and do presentations from here up, saying to myself, the day that I lose weight, I'll finally do a presentation where I don't look so fat. But the truth is, I do love me. I love myself. Why am I hiding? I'm not hiding anymore, okay? So you get to experience the process with me. And the process isn't about focusing on the progress. It's focusing on the promise. And I promise to adopt a new lifestyle, and this is the life I'm leading. And so the way that I eat, the way that I think, the way that I sleep, the way that I pray, the way that I dream, the way that I approach fitness is no longer an extracurricular activity. It's a way of life. It's a part of me. It's like brushing your teeth. It's like eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's not something that you have to squeeze in. It's just something that you do. And so here I am, and I'm super excited about sharing this journey with you, and I will be tuning in this way regularly so you can watch the side effect of my new lifestyle. And the message today is, if there's something that you want, you cannot focus so much on the thing that you kind of like beat yourself up and you make a god out of it. Yeah, I want to lose weight, but I really want to live and be happy and healthy and feel good and have energy and endurance. That's what I really, really want. And the side effect is a better body in terms of the way that I like it and see it, then so be it. You got to become what you like, what you project and what you see, not what others kind of like push on you. And so I'm pretty confident that it's going to work this time. Like, I'm 100% sure. Like, I'm like blushing a little bit because I'm so excited about what's next to come. Please stay tuned. Stick with me. I will keep you in the loop. Watch me become a better me, okay? Working on all of this. Weight training. It's going down. Woo! Check me out. I'll be around. Take care. And thanks for listening to my little life.